Oh my goodness, you guys. I have not filmed, recorded, whatever you want to call it, in like so long. I'm not gonna even say I'm sorry because it was so needed for me. And it really flows into what this episode is going to be about today, such as what it's like in the waiting room. And I Oh my God, it's so weird because I haven't filmed in so long, but I really want to talk about like I said, what it's like in the waiting room and whatever you want to call the waiting room, such as your down season, the slow periods that you have in your life, you're lacking clarity. All these things are what they all go along with the waiting room. So if you guys are really trying to understand, and let me say this now, I'm not going to be able to tell you why you are going through something. That is something that you must discuss with God, and He probably won't even tell you right then and there. But I'm just going to discuss what it's like in the waiting room and the things that I've done to kind of, get me through day by day, because that's really all you can do is, focus on your controllables. So that's really all I've been doing. But how have you guys been? I literally have been MIA for so long. The last time I posted, I think, was September. The last time I posted a podcast episode was September. And I don't know, because it's not hard to film. When it comes to this content creation stuff, it's not hard. It's just having discipline, and then also to being dedicated, to be consistent. And, I just feel like I was lacking a lot of the discipline sometimes. And that's what comes with being in the waiting room. It's so much confusion in the waiting room, I feel like. And, you know, many talk about it and then some don't. And then it's like we all go through things differently, and everything I feel like is very subjective. And life has been lifing. And, I don't want anyone to feel like life has to go a certain way in order to be quote unquote successful, or that you're making it, or whatever the case may be. Life is literally what you make of it. And I'd say this all the time. It's not, life isn't, what you make it is what you make of it. And what I mean by that is literally like day by day doing what you want to do. What do you see your your ideal self doing, and I I see my ideal self doing a lot. And everything just makes sense. When I see my ideal self, I feel like everything makes sense. And right now I'm in the stages of trying to make things make sense. You know what I mean? And, just seeking clarity and, any positive word, honestly. And for the last year or so, I have made a big shift with different things, and I've been pivoting. I love to rebrand. I love pivoting. I feel like when you can pivot, you can do anything, because you are able to work under pressure. You are able to just change up whatever it is that you have going on. And I really value being able to pivot when it comes to anything. I can always switch up something. I'm very skillful. So, I always tell people to learn different skills, because you always can be useful. Just be useful. Hey, that's really what it's about. And, kind of in that waiting room, I kind of was just like, finding myself and still finding myself. And I feel like you will always still find yourself as life goes on. It just doesn't stop when you turn 30 or you turn 40 or you turn 50. It doesn't really ever just stop. You're always going to learn more and more about yourself. And I love having a peace of mind. When I'm in my journal, that is something that I'm always writing down. God, please, guide me. And then also too, I'm always asking for some peace, because your mind can, oh my goodness. Okay, let me give you a visual. Okay, let's everybody close their eyes. Can you just imagine yourself like in a really, really tight, small room, like a box, basically? Not even well, it's going to be a 4x4, but it's like literally really, really small. And you have your thoughts and your ideas bouncing off each wall. And mind you, so it's like about, you can open your eyes for a little second. It's going to be about like, The wall's right here. This is how big the wall is. So just imagine your ideas bouncing. And if I can say, this is probably like 2 inches. So imagine the walls being 2 inches away from your body, and all your thoughts, the negativity, the anything, ideas just bouncing off, and they're hitting you as they're bouncing off. That's what it feels like to be in the waiting room. The waiting room feels so small, and I get very claustrophobic. And it's just like, where is the door to get out? The room has no doors. And that's why I'm always saying, when God opens doors up for you, just walk through them, because listen, you don't have no door. Like, you know, the Drake and Josh episode when they built that tree house and they had no door? That's how I feel when I'm in the waiting room. And granted, everyone feels differently. Some people love to be in the waiting room. For me, it's just like a frustration thing. And it's like, because I know I'm capable of so much more, and I know that I can obtain so much more, but it's just like, where is this door to get out of here? Because I'm just getting attacked day by day. Like, I literally saw a babe on TikTok, and she was discussing how a lot of creators make videos or try to make the walk with God like an aesthetic or like an aesthetically pleasing thing, because it's far from it. And I literally commented in her comment section, and I said, it feels like you literally are getting dragged like against the concrete. Like, your face is getting dragged up against the concrete. There is like, you're just the warfare that you're going through. I can't even explain it to a certain extent, but everybody's walk is different, and that's why I'm not really big on creating content in that way. But I really, there's some creators I love to just listen and hear what they have to say and things like that. But whatever you are going through, it is for a reason, but do we know why? No. But also, too, I think when you're trying to figure out the why so much, you start to forget that you need to still keep pushing. You still need to keep going. So try not to focus on oh my God, why am I going through this? Why is this happening? What else can go wrong? I never ask that question. I never ask what else can go wrong, because, oh my God, he will show you what else can definitely go wrong. And now you're just even more miserable. Don't ever ask that question. But I feel like a lot of times we do get lost within all of our struggles or mishaps and things like that. But life is literally beautiful. I personally feel like life is very beautiful. Like I said, it's whatever you make of it. When you step outside in the morning, make your day. It's your day. It's literally your day. Even if you have to work around that schedule. Like, you create your own schedule in a sense, because so if you have a job, you know that you have to work from this time to this time. So that's already a given. You already knew you had to work, so we can't even act like we didn't know. So if you know you have to work, so now you're gonna make your schedule around your work schedule. If you have to pick up your kids, whatever the case is, you make a schedule around what you already know that you have to do, regardless of if the day was gone or not. This is something that was already implemented in your routine. And that is another thing, creating routines for yourself. And like, I love decompressing. I love a good nighttime routine. I love a good morning routine. And granted, some days it's not always rainbows and sunshine. It's not always I'm journaling in the morning, or I'm not touching my phone, or it's not always like that for me. And I'll have my times where I do be like, okay, let me get up and let me journal. Let me get up and let me do this. Let me clean the kitchen. Let me get up and be productive. But then you have the days where you want to scroll on your phone. You know what I mean? And I feel like I have a mindset where I'm not indulging too much content, or I'm not indulging stuff and it's interfering with my day. I'm gonna still have a good day regardless, or the day was still gonna be ahead, you know what I mean? And I really want people to try to feel good about themselves. And whatever that means to you, I don't know what it is that you're probably feeling about yourself, but try to just feel good about yourself. Like, I literally had went to go get where did I go? To get a physical. I went to go get a physical done. So, check my levels and everything like that, of course. Not even saying of course, it's not a good thing. So not to say of course, but of course, my vitamin D levels was really low. So, I had to get my supplements, and these are things that interfere with your mental health as well, and your body and all the food that we're intaking. Like right now I am drinking my kombucha with my cranberry juice, and I muddled up a little bit of raspberries. and it's so good. And it has really good benefits regardless. So this is what I mean. Like, so I don't drink wine when I'm at home. I don't even order it when I'm out. So I'll drink alcohol. Like I'll get like, a lemon drop or something like that when I'm out. But when I'm at home, I really wanted to cut back on drinking alcohol. So I don't have any in here. Oh, I do. A company did send me, what did they send me? Like it was margarita, like the pre-made mixes and things like that. But besides the point, I really wanted to start being a lot more disciplined when it comes to my food intake, my skincare, how I just take care of myself, because at the end of the day, you all you got. You can't focus on what other people are doing. Everyone's life is different. And, I really, really take pride in how I carry myself when it comes to having my days. Like, I love to go for walks. And if you guys aren't or don't remember, I had a really bad mental episode. I think it was in October. And that's so crazy. I haven't made a podcast episode since September, and I had that episode in October. And it was just so, what's the word I want to use? It was a scary thing. And, I just prayed about it. And if you got to seek help, seek help. Whatever that means to you, seek some help. You got to talk to somebody, talk to God, journal, whatever the case is. Please do it, because life will eat you up and like literally chew you up, swallow you, probably even throw you back up and just like put you in the trash. Like it threw you up because they just felt like you were just crappy. You know what I mean? And I don't like to feel down. I don't like to feel sluggish. I don't like to feel negative, any type of negative feeling at all. So when it comes to being in that waiting room, find some type of peace. Whether that's finding you a good TV series to watch, you going outside, you going to Pilates class, you having a good meal. If that gotta be a seafood boil, so be it. Now don't eat too many of them, because even my cholesterol levels are high. The food I be eating, oh my God, I gotta be more careful, of course. But treat yourself, and it can be the simplest things. And if it's finances that you're, kind of slacking on, make it make sense. Like you don't need to go buy yourself $100 gift or whatever. Go to Sam's Club, and if you gotta get you some fruit, make a little charcuterie board, or go to Aldi's, whatever it is that makes sense and it's in your budget, please do it. You know what I mean? So I love feeling good. Like I said, I just love to feel good. And when you're in that waiting room, sometimes you just feel real nasty. You just don't feel like yourself. And you're watching other people kind of, they're not in the waiting room no more. They're outside. They found their door. And you have to understand that everyone's timing is so different. So you can't beat yourself up about it. You can't, be like, oh, well, they did this and the third. When is this happening for me? Let's focus on you, okay? Like you are you, they are them. Let's not focus on what someone else is doing, because at the end of the day, we don't know what they were going through when they were in that waiting room. Those walls is blocking everything. We don't see what other people are going through in that waiting room. Just like other people can't see what you're going through unless you're really showing it. Like if you have a glass room, like, what was that, on you. If you have one of those, then yes, we can see right through it. We see what you're going through. But a lot of us just have concrete four walls around us. And no one can see what we're going through. No one understands what we're going through. We're going through it. And I just love to, because again, you will always have a waiting room season. It's not just a one-time thing and you're done. All through your life, you're going to have a waiting room season. So each time, figure out what works for you to get yourself through it, because you never know. Not even you never know. You feel it. You feel it when you feel those doors. Those walls start closing in a little bit more. Like, dang, I'm in this waiting room again. But you got through it before. So you just need to continue to do so. You can feel your emotions, feel what you have going on. But at the end of the day, we got to get out that room. And I don't want people to ever feel like, you're alone, because we all go through things. But at the end of the day, you have to get yourself out. You have to get yourself out of your issues. All the traumas that you have, yes, other people may have caused those traumas, but now how are we going to deal with them? Are you going to let them take over? Because they done already moved on with their life. you're still harboring in these feelings. And that's me. And I hate that about myself sometimes. Like, I hate that I will harbor things that people have done to me. So I have the smallest triggers, and I literally will like kind of act as if it was the same time when it first happened to me. You know what I mean? So I'm working on that myself. I'm working on my traumas, and I feel like, so think about it. We in this waiting room, this really small 2-inch wall space from my head to the wall, and the traumas are hitting me upside my head. My ideas are hitting me upside my head. The past hitting me upside, the future is hitting me upside my head. I just want to get out. Like, I don't even care what's going on in this room. I just want to get out, you know? And it's not a nice thing. I can't even make it seem nice. The waiting room is not a nice place. You can make it seem that way for a little minute, but it's just not a nice place to be in, because you can be happy for a quick second, and then boom, one of those negative thoughts bumps right back off the wall, hitting you in the head, you know? And I don't know. It's just it's a amazing thing once you are out of that room, but you never forget what happens when you're in there. When you are in your down season, you never forget what happened to you. You never forget who wasn't around. You never forget how people treated you. It's like something that's always kind of stuck to you. And like I said, you're in that waiting room multiple times out of your life. So it's like each time it's going to be different, but each time you remember, like, dang, we back here, but it's at a different level, if that makes sense. Like, as you grow in life, you're gonna still have these waiting rooms, but to what extent? And I'm not even gonna focus on the future waiting rooms. I'm dealing with the current one, and I'm going to get out of that one. And whenever the next one comes, I can't even be prepared, quote unquote, because it's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. And I don't know. Life is literally what you make of it. And if you want to be, a good person, you want to feel good all the time, so be it. You can do that. Each day, you can do that. Literally, just like, it's like a little switch that just comes on. You just stop being negative, or you just stop feeling sad. Like, your thoughts, tell yourself, I'm gonna have a good day. Tell yourself, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm done being sad. Okay, I'm gonna have a good day, or whatever. Tell yourself these things, and literally kind of like snap out of it. Like, you know how somebody gotta shake you out of it? You gotta do it to yourself. Like, snap out of it and continue doing whatever it is that you need to do. We can't dwell on being sad all the time. We can't. Life is passing us by. We are in June, going on July. I don't know. I don't know where the time done went, but we are in June going on July, and we are in 2024. 2025 is around the corner. Oh my gosh. And listen, when I say stuff like that, don't even think about the future. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, 2025 will be here tomorrow, basically. But I'm not saying look too far in the future, like thinking about, oh, well, I need to get this done. Focus on today. Focus on today and worry about what you have going on and how can I fix what I can control. Everything else, we can just be sad about it, I guess, because there's nothing else we can do about it. If it's something out of your control, so be it. But when you are in this waiting room, now I want to say this? Do I want to say embrace it? Or do I want to just say, like, learn each day of being in that waiting room? And like, I think I do want to say embrace it, because it's like I said, life is a beautiful thing, and it's all about your learning journey. It's all about what you learn from life, and what can you tell your younger self, or what can you tell your kids, what can you tell the younger generation. Learn from whatever it is that you're going through. Don't just be going day by day just to make it through. No, soak it in. What do you feel like did you learn from this, And that's all I'm here for. I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to learn. I'm here to just embrace whatever it is God has planned for me, because I know He has greatness planned ahead of me. I'm just in the waiting room. I'm waiting for Him to like fully open up, like, build me a whole little door, and I just walk right through. I might set that waiting room on fire if need be. But yeah, honestly, I hope you guys are just Thriving. That has been a word I've been using a lot lately. I feel like I've been thriving, even though I'm in that waiting room period of my life. I feel like I've been thriving because I'm putting in that work that I need to do. And, I'm just really doing what I need to do to get by. And I don't even mean like to get by in a bad way, but it's just like when you're in that waiting room, that's what you're physically doing. You're doing whatever you need to do to get through the days of being in that waiting room. We got to make it make sense. We got to keep pushing. So like I said, for anybody that's in that waiting room period, waiting room season, snap your fingers, feel good. That's really what it is. It's a mental thing. It's a mind thing. You just feel so sluggish, so down. So it's your mind is so clouded because, like I said, you're in that waiting room and stuff is just bouncing off your head. Stuff is just bouncing. So breathe for a second. Tell yourself you're going to be okay. If you got to go journal, if you got to go scream, if you got to go run, if you got to do whatever the case you may need to do to let it out, do that. And then go do what you needed to do, go get it handled. But yeah, that's really what I wanted to talk about with you guys for today in regards to the waiting room. If you guys can relate to anything that I said, the waiting room is really a place. That's crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode for today. Make sure you guys share it on all your platforms, and I hope you guys stay tuned. And I will have episode 11 coming up, and I will have the episode 12 and all the other ones. But like I said, I'm focusing on the now and not the future, but I can tell you that I will continue with the episodes. So thank you so much for the support, and I hope you guys are having an amazing day and an amazing week. Talk to you guys later. Toodles.